What is happening, everybody? Joseph here, and just by what I've written up here, this video is not going to be about video games or wrestling or anything like that. No, no, no. It's about the pandemic that has been affecting us for the last 6 or so months. COVID-19, or as I like to call it, new flu. New is in like new metal, so NUFLU. In that it sucks and it's been relevant for way too damn long, and it was never good. Okay, all right. Why am I like laughing about this? It's not really cool, but the reason why I am is because I'm very fortunate to announce that although I tested positive for the virus about 2 weeks ago, I have made a full recovery. And what I want to do in this video is a number of things. One thing I want to do is first I want to provide almost some little bit information about from what I dug up on COVID-19. By the way, I don't edit anything, so if anyone who is not familiar with my channel is watching this, I do all my videos in one take because it's way more genuine that way. I just don't. I like want to throw a brick at my TV or my laptop, or I want to smash my phone whenever I come across a video with like over 9,000 jump cuts. It's really, 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 really disingenuous. It's not real. So yeah, this is gonna be a real video about a real thing. So I want to like kind of provide just some theories and some opinions and stuff about COVID-19. Nothing crazy, okay? By the way, I can say COVID-19 as much as I want because I'm not making money off this video, and they ain't going to see a single ad on this video, okay? I might actually alternate between COVID-19 and new flu, because new flu sounds funnier, okay? New flu just sounds, it's more, I'm affectionately calling this new flu, alright? Because that's pretty much what happened. Now, this is a survival guide with people who have mild symptoms, right? Mild, not severe, or not like middle of, or not mid-range. Okay, what I want to do actually is I'm also going to do that. I'm going to list off a whole bunch of symptoms that are related to COVID-19. So a few things here. What I want. I also do videos like this where I like type out what I'm saying. This way, if you want to take notes, you can take notes off of my notes. What I want to do in this video. Number one, provide theories, opinions, info, about new flu. New flu. Alright. Second, a list of symptoms. And finally, my experiences, what I experienced. And what new things, new habits I created after testing, and how you should respond to testing positive if that unfortunately happens to you. And I use that term unfortunately in a very suspect way. Something that I've been doing for the last 3 years of my life. I'm 38 years old, and since 35 or so, I've been saying, look, unfortunate events are only as unfortunate as your attitude. If you think that things that happen to you are unfortunate, then of course it's going to spiral downwardly into a whole host of things that absolutely suck. If you treat things that should be, or society thinks, or your friends and family think they're unfortunate, and you look at those as opportunities, as like legit opportunities to change your daily habits, change your attitudes on certain individuals, or change your attitudes on vocation or on recreation, which is what happened to my dad, which he was a big workaholic, and one of the reasons why he died in his early 50s from cancer was because even when he had cancer, he was still working full time. You can't be doing that when you're sick, okay? But anyways, I will talk about that much later. That's going to be item number 5. So let's start with item number 1. So theories, info, opinions. Now I'm not gonna go all social political. I will never do that on this channel. Absolutely not. If you want to know like my social or political opinions and stuff like that, you're gonna have to get to know me as a person. Like actually sit down and hang out with me, or get on a call with me, or something like that. Okay, that's not good. But I do want to explain some theories and some information and some opinions about this virus. So theories. As I drink from my legendary glass bottle, which got a lot of attention when I was isolated. A lot of attention. All right, so theories first. The theories. 1, new flu is taken so seriously because it is lumped in with other illnesses. Yet certain people are affected more harshly than others. So when I was experiencing symptoms, and that's going to be item number 3. My symptoms were like super mild. Okay, they were like they were so mild that I didn't even know they were symptoms. Some other people, if you're older, if your health sucks, if you have pre-existing or underlying conditions such as diabetes or some other stuff, whether it's respiratory or not, yes, then you might have some health problems. The problem with new flu is that, and I'm calling COVID new flu because new flu just sounds, I don't know, I just like it better. The problem with new flu is that it is lumped in with other illnesses. The symptoms are like all out there. There's a ton. It's not like other pandemics that we've experienced, that we've endured. Like, for example, 5 years ago when Ebola started spreading again, Ebola has very distinct symptoms, okay? H1N1 or swine flu from 10 years ago, from 2009, 2010, that had distinct symptoms, okay? People come into a hospital and be like, yeah, I got these symptoms. Oh, you have H1N1. Oh, you have Ebola. Here, it's all, oh, you might have the flu, you might have a cold, you might have seasonal allergies, you might have COVID. That is why that reason is why stuff is inconvenient, masks everywhere, and those are pretty much my theories. That it's for that reason why there's stuff is inconvenience. That's why we can't have rock shows. That's why wrestling shows have to have virtual fans. Or in the case of All Elite Wrestling in Jacksonville, and I've actually been to the venue that they do their shows at. For anyone who's not familiar with wrestling, All Elite Wrestling is based in Jacksonville, Florida, and they do a show they do their Wednesday night Dynamite shows and their pay-per-view shows at a place called Daly's Place, which is right next to where the Jacksonville Jaguars play. And I went to see Rise Against in Daly's Place about 3 years ago. And it's a very small venue, very small amphitheater. And what they've done is they said, okay, we're going to have fans come in, it's good, but we're going to have like 12.5% normal capacity, and everyone has to be 6 to 10 feet away from each other. They have to have masks on, and they can still enjoy the show. WWE doesn't do that. They have a whole bunch of screens. If you tune into Raw or SmackDown or NXT or any of their pay-per-views, you will see a whole bunch of screens with fans like what you see here. And those fans are watching the show, and then the shows for the fan noise, they just have a piped-in fan noise. Sporting events, I don't know why they have fans, but whatever. It's their prerogative. Okay. Theories, opinions. And yeah, so theories. I don't want to go too far into that. As far as my opinions, you don't need to really take any notes on that or anything, do you? Opinions, I think that COVID-19, of course, should be taken very seriously. However, how far is too far and other stuff like that. I think as soon as we see some treatments or a vaccine, things are going to get to the way they were before the virus started spreading in March. However, that may not be a good idea because who knows what kind of side effects these treatments or these vaccines are going to yield. You know what I mean? Say a vaccine comes out in 2021, and let's say that the side effects of and this is a very extreme example, let's say the side effects of these vaccines is cancer. Let's say it has 50% or like a 47 or a 30 or a 38 or a 27% chance of giving you cancer if you take it. Let's say that's one of the side effects of the vaccine. I would rather get and recover from new flu than get new flu and panic and then take a vaccine and then all of a sudden in 3 years I have cancer. You know what I mean? I'm only saying that because cancer hits very close to home. It's what my dad suffered from. And most of it, and a good amount of his side of the family, by the way. It's very, very, very common in my dad's side of the family to have cancer. That's why that's why I lead a very, very extremely healthy, low stress lifestyle. Okay. Anyways, but that's later. This is gonna be a long video, by the way. I like making my videos really long, like podcast style, just because I enjoy making content, and I could do it forever. I could sit and stream, and I got really be I could sit and do videos for days on end, days. All right, big old list of symptoms. Just some stuff I've read, whatever. All right. So, number one, anything related to fever, flu. Not fly, flu. So, anything related to a fever or flu. Muscle aches, slight dizziness, fatigue. If it's really hard for you to wake up, even after a full 8, 9 or 10 hours sleep, it's still really hard to wake up. Headaches, high temperature above. When I say high temperature, I mean above 98. Oh, 98.6. That's the optimal. No, it isn't. To me, 98.6 temperature means that you're on the cusp of a fever. That's the highest acceptable temperature that you can have before you enter the fever zone, the flu zone, okay? If you were to just randomly take my temperature right now, it would be at most 97. Okay, 98 like 0.5 or whatever is like high for me. Usually my temperature is about, at the lowest be like 94, the highest would be like 97.8. Across my 11 my 12 days of isolation, the highest temperature I yielded was 98.1, and that was it was like about a day or two after I got the test results. By the way, if you want proof of these test results, I of course will show you. There it is right there. I don't know if you can see it. And there's my info. It doesn't have my address or nothing. It just has my name and when I was born. So there you go. That was on, as you saw, September 18th. And now it's October 1st. So 13 days out. I haven't had symptoms for about I'd say about 5 or 6 days. So, I'm good. So anything related to the fever flu. Loss of taste or loss of smell. It's not both. Some people say, oh, we have to have both, right? Here's what was weird about what happened to me. So I lost my sense of smell, and I was like, oh shit, I probably have new flu. Let me get tested. But the weird part was that my sense of taste got more sensitive. How was that? Well, I don't know. However, I do have a theory about that. So, new flu, COVID-19, is a respiratory illness, just like fever or flu. When you have flu-like symptoms, your body is pretty much begging for oxygen from any source. So it'll take it from any part of your brain that provides oxygen. Everything in your body breathes. Okay, your skin breathes, your eyes breathe, your nose, mouth, obviously. Even your hair uses oxygen. That's what makes it grow. That and other stuff, obviously. So whenever you come up with a flu-like symptom, when your body defends itself. Now, I'm not like a doctor or nothing. I'm just a dude who had COVID-19 and recovered. But I do have some little bit knowledge on this subject just from all the rabbit holes I've been jumping down about general health, because when this thing started spreading, I needed to get prepared, because I knew it was going to catch it somewhere down the line. It was just an eventuality. I live in a college town, and all the college kids moved out. When college kids move back in, usually in late August, September, I get sick. Usually it's just a small, dumb cold. But it wasn't like that. Not this year. This year I got something a little different than a cold. But anyways, yes. So your entire body looks for oxygen because that's what you need to stay alive. You need oxygen. So one of the reasons why you lose your sense of smell is because the sense of smell is actually one of the most passive senses. Okay. Sense of touch, you actually have to, feel something in order to feel the coldness of metal or the heat of a stove. Imagine if you lost your sense of touch. So that would mean that even if you could lay your hand on a hot stove and it would burn your hand, you wouldn't even feel it. Your body says, whoa, we need that sense. Same with vision. Some people are blind, obviously. Or even hearing, but some people are deaf, and then they have to use other senses to guide them. If you lose your sense of smell, you can still, guide yourself. Okay, you can still see, you can still hear, you can still taste. If you can't taste anything, well, then you can't taste anything. But do you really need a sense of taste in order to really survive? I'd rather be able to see and hear. If you said to me, okay, you can't smell or taste anything, but then you can hear and see for the rest of your life, I'd be like, yeah, take both of those away. I just want to hear and see. And touch and feel. Know what I mean? So, loss of taste and loss of smell it's your body like taking away its ability to smell or taste things in order to breathe, in order to defend itself from the virus and produce an antibody. Let's see. Uh, let's see what else. So, dry cough. So, dry cough meaning if you have to, if you have to do that, if you have to clear your throat all the time. I experienced that symptom for like 6 hours. That's it. It's just 6 hours. I had this I was like clearing. I was like doing an Uber Eats delivery, and while I'm driving around, I'm like clearing my throat. I'm like, what the hell? And then that went away. You know what I mean? So, oh, is it here? Dry cough slash clearing. All right. Diarrhea. Okay, well, I don't know, whatever. That's nausea. Pretty sure I spelled nausea right. There you go. Diarrhea, nausea, and you didn't eat horrible stuff that could give you I don't know how to spell diarrhea. Whatever. And then you. Yeah. So, for example, I had diarrhea on like the night, like a couple nights before I tested, but that was also because I had Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets. If you eat fast food, it's gonna come right out. Okay, your body don't like fast food. All right, it does not. It doesn't like fast food. It doesn't like these cheap meals. It doesn't like cake. It doesn't like alcohol. It doesn't like cigarette. No, your body don't like that. But let's say you ate healthy, or you just didn't eat that much. You just had maybe like an omelet for breakfast and a whole bunch of water. Let's say you followed my diet, which is an omelet for breakfast, which is like 4 or so hours after I wake up, and then a peanut butter sandwich as a snack, and then a bowl of vegetables for dinner. That's pretty much been my diet for the last year and a half. And drinking like about a gallon of water at least in between. And let's say that makes you get diarrhea, and that makes you nauseous. That means you probably have COVID-19. So those are the symptoms that all the symptoms that I could find for COVID-19. Okay, so which of these symptoms did I have? All right. Well, first, I had flu for a couple days. Six or so hours of a dry cough. Then that went away. So flu stuff for a couple days. So, yeah, it had to be about 3 or so weeks ago. I woke up at like 6 in the morning, and I go to bed at like 2 or 3. I'm doing this at like 2 in the morning now, so I'm probably gonna be going to bed way later, which is not good. But whatever, I don't care. But one night I got up, I fell asleep at like 2. I got up at 6, and I got up with a really horrible headache and very flu-like symptoms. Muscle aches. Let's see. Yeah, muscle aches. I was a little bit dizzy. I got up to pee. It was really hot, and I couldn't fall back asleep. I fell asleep for like about an hour or so, and I got up at like 11, and I'm like, all right, let me go start my day. And still had a little bit of a headache, but after I drove around a little bit and did some deliveries, I was okay. Same thing happened the day after. That was when I developed my dry cough, and I went like a whole 6 hour period where I was just clearing my throat like that for like 6 hours straight. Like, well, not like 6 hours in a row doing that, but like periodically for like 6 or so hours, and I never clear my throat. I never clear my throat. I cough like 3 times a day, maximum. Okay, so that was not normal. All right. However, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, you know what? I probably just caught some stupid bug. All the college kids are here. I probably just caught some dumbass bug from delivering it to one of these stupid frat kids. You know what I mean? These frat kids who want to party, even though there's a big virus going around, and you still want to party. Okay, your prerogative, bro. So I thought I may have caught some, caught some stupid 24-hour virus and paid it no mind at all. But then I lost my smell. Loss of smell for a little under 2 weeks. That was the big one. That was here and there. Muscle aches. But loss of smell. When I lost my smell on like the Monday after I had the flu stuff for a couple of days, it was like for a weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Monday I lost my sense of smell. I called my mom and I'm like, my sense of smell isn't as strong as it is, and I was putting icy hot here because I had injured myself bowling, and icy hot, you can smell icy hot from like a light year away, and when I put icy hot on, I had to like hold my arm up to it and smell it that way. I was like, what gives? You know? I go on Reddit's COVID-19 sub, which you can go on it if you want. I kind of walked away from it after hearing a whole bunch of horror stories. It's not cool. And I asked them, I'm like, yo, is loss of smell still a symptom? Because I lost my smell, but my sense of taste got stronger. So is that me just having some weird cold, or do I have new flu? And they're like, no, you got it, man. And I'm like, crap. And so I tested positive, and I'm like, god damn it. So yeah, and I had muscle aches here and there, like a little bit, more than usual. I'm a very active person. I work out every day, and I take Thursdays off so I can bowl. So I'm pretty much active every day. And I do is I do 100 push-ups before my first meal of the day. And I do, and if my knees feel okay, I'll do some squats too. I'll do 100 squats. Sometimes I just stop at 50 squats, but I always do 100 push-ups. And even if I had and after I tested positive, I'm like, oh, all right, back off the push-ups for a while. And even when I wasn't doing them, I was still kind of hurting as if I did do them. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's pretty bad. All of these are mild symptoms. Here are mid-range symptoms. We'll call this nasty flu stuff. So, and this actually segues, well, I'll talk about that later on. So, like, nasty flu symptoms. What do I mean by nasty flu stuff? I mean, you hook yourself up to, you take your temperature, and it's approaching 100, or it's over 100. That's a nasty flu. Other nasty flus like migraine headaches. No matter how much water you drink, you just can't shake this damn headache. Like severe muscle aches to where, like, no matter how much you stretch or how much you sleep, the pain doesn't go away. Uh, Dizziness. If you are dizzy, like that's bad. Like, ooh, that is no good. Well, it's not. I mean, it means that you're struggling, and you've got to make sure that you got some emergency on standby. So in case these symptoms go from mild to horrible, you can get the help you need. Now, fortunately, I should have included this in my theories. Uh, Fortunately, things aren't as awful as they were in March, April. March, April, the reason why we had such a long shelter-in-place light period from mid-March until the end of April was because people were scared that so many people were going to be hospitalized by this to where, like, we'd be running out of ventilators. The only place that really happened was New York City. And New York City is like one of the least healthiest places on the planet. So that was to be expected. Everywhere else in the U.S., though, was not as overwhelmed as it could have been. And I personally believe that the shelter-in-place light probably should have continued through May, and then maybe things would have been normal starting from June. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Not that I care. It's just how it is. It's a nasty flu stuff. Chills. Yeah. So, alright. Wait, is it 2 R's? I spelled it right. There. Alright, diarrhea is with 2 R's. Diarrhea or nausea. Diarrhea and nausea is... Diarrhea is one thing. Well, we'll say this. Diarrhea is I'm going to say diarrhea is a mid-range symptom. Nausea is going to be an intense one. Diarrhea, you should really only get that if you eat really crappy food and like your body and it just goes right through you. Okay? Like, if you eat like I cheat on my diet like probably like at most twice a week. So like today I cheated on my diet and I got myself some Witch after running my 5K. Witch is pretty much a cheat meal. It's fast food subs, just like Subway, just like Jimmy's, just like Jimmy John's, anything. It's subs are fast food, and it's a cheat meal. And so I had that, and I got some nice chip, and I got Buffalo Bugles, and I washed it down with chocolate milk. That's a cheat meal. So if I have too many of those, I'm gonna get diarrhea. Doesn't matter how good or bad I feel. If you have diarrhea and you're eating healthy, and you don't eat junk, if you have diarrhea and you don't eat junk, I would say that's a mid-range symptom of COVID-19 for sure. Chills too, like if you feel really cold and it's really hot out, or hot in your house or apartment or whatever, yeah, that's no good. And I will say dizziness, like mild dizziness or light dizziness. Like dizziness, like in in that uh in that you're slightly disoriented when you walk and you have to kind of like stop, get your bearings for a few seconds, then keep walking. Those are like some mid-range symptoms from what I've read, and from what I've surmised, based off of my own symptoms. Okay. All right. The following are severe symptoms: nausea, can't keep food, water down. So if you can't keep food or water down, no matter how healthful it is, like if you can't keep this down, if this comes up after you drink it, that's bad. That's no good. That means your body is like saying, don't put any more stuff in me. I'm trying to breathe. That's no good. That you need to get some help immediately. Looks like someone just did hear them sirens outside. Like dizziness to the point where you can't support your own weight. So if you can't even like climb downstairs without having to cling and clutch onto the railing, and you're like my age or younger or a little bit older even, or you're not 65 plus years old, and you don't have like some injury like a bum knee or something like that, that is no good. That means that's not good at all. That means you need some help. And that might be COVID related, might not be COVID related, but yeah. Number 3 is chest pain, like chest pains, and it doesn't feel like sore muscles. Pectoral. So I get like sore pectorals all the time because I do push-ups every day. I do push-ups. I bench press very heavy in the gym. Like I weigh 190 and I bench press like 185 for reps. Okay, like for sets of like 5 to 8, and I do 8 sets. Okay, well not recently, but back before all this stuff spread it, I was going to the gym like twice and like 6 times a week doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I was doing squats, overhead military press, and push-ups, and face pulls, and dips, and other stuff. So yeah. But if you have chest pains, like your heart's like beating really fast, like irregular, regular heart rate, like severe, like really bad muscle aches, like really bad. Yeah, that means you need to get some help. If you have any of those symptoms, you need to get some help. I very fortunately did not experience any of those symptoms. The most intense symptoms of all these was I had this for about an hour, light dizziness. I had that for, it was like a couple hours when I had the flu-like symptoms. I had diarrhea, but that was after eating junk food. That was after a nice $5 biggie bag from Wendy's. Them spicy nuggets, bruh. Bruh, them spicy nuggets. So yeah, there you go. So those are all the symptoms. So now, I will talk about what I experienced. Or rather, your information about me. About me and my COVID symptoms. I already kind of talked about this, but whatever. So, information about me. So, 38 years old, male. We'll say better than average. So yeah, so I'm 38 years old, I'm a guy, and my health is better than average. Okay, in that I'm a lot healthier than most 38-year-old dudes, but there's still a couple things I need to improve on. So some things I do way better than most dudes my age is that my stress levels are extremely low. Okay, if there's something to need, if I am met with like a challenge, if like for here's a great example. So I'm the only one living in this apartment, and it's designed for 4 individuals. So what they did was they said, okay, well, because you're the only one here, you're gonna pay for all of the electric, the entire utility bill, which, and this is a 1,600 square foot unit. Light bill is pretty damn high here. So my light bill like shot up by $50, and I'm like, whatever, I'm good. Any other 38-year-old man would be freaking the hell out. Okay? Even, especially with income levels like mine. However, I just said, okay, cool hand Luke. I just need to make $50 more a month. That's fine. I can do that. No problem. Challenge accepted. That gives you some perspective of how I view stressful situations. That makes me a very healthy individual. I drink water constantly. This is a 1 liter glass. I drink about, if I'm in perfect health, I drink at least 4 of these a day. If I'm working out, I drink at least 6. And I drink through glass because it maintains my testosterone levels. My testosterone levels are probably a little bit higher than average. Maybe they're a little bit lower than average, but they're not obscenely low. Obscenely low means you got some issues. So, yeah, so my health is better than average. Like I said, I'm extremely active. I run 2 5Ks per week. I do 100 push-ups before eating my first meal of the day. I practice intermittent fasting. If anyone wants a big, quick, couple minutes on intermittent fasting is where you take an 8-hour block and you eat all of your stuff. So for me, that is from 3 in the afternoon until 11 at night. So from 3 in the afternoon until 11 at night, I can eat as many as 3 times. So I eat an omelet at 3, I'll have a peanut butter sandwich at 7, and I'll have a bowl of vegetables, just a bowl of mixed vegetables and some jalapenos at 11. Sometimes if I was really active that day, I'll make some ramen, and it's like a mini cheat meal. So my health is better than average. Okay, so symptoms. So most significant symptom was loss of smell. Everything else went away in a few days. So there you go. The most significant symptom I had was a loss of smell. That I dealt with for probably a good week or two. And sometimes my sense of smell goes away, and then sometimes it will come back in a big way. So maybe COVID-19 like messed me up like permanently. I don't know. That's another reason why we're doing so much social distance and stuff, and the masks and whatever, is because we don't know how the long-term effects of this thing. You know what I mean? It's a new virus. But yeah, let's see. What else? Let's see. Any other information about me and stuff? Nah. Alright, let me go back up and what's on the list. Okay, yeah, this one's going to be big. You're going to want to take notes on this. So, new habits I started after testing positive. Alright, 1. Took more vitamins. Not 2 more vitamins. Took more vitamins. So I've been taking vitamins. I've been taking multivitamins ever since I turned 35. When I turned 35, I said to myself, all right, you're not a child anymore. You're not a young man. No, now you're like getting older. so you better start taking care of your shit. So I took men's multivitamin, just one a day, just the one a days. And I've been taking those for about 3 years. And then I caught this. Then I got COVID-19. I said, maybe I need to build my immune system even more than I already have been. So my mom said to me, she said, all right, pick up some zinc and pick up some vitamin C. So, yeah, here, I'll say this. So took some zinc, vitamin C, one a day. So now, every day after my first meal, I take a thing of zinc, I take a thing of vitamin C, and I take my one a day. The zinc and the vitamin C, I just buy whatever. I just buy the Bobo Walgreens brand. That's all you need. One a day, too. You just need to buy some one a day. That's all you need. You don't need to go crazy on that. As well, you do need to go crazy on that if your health is not good. If you are not active every day, if you don't spend a lot of time in the sun, you can get more vitamin D naturally than any supplement if you just go for a walk. And if you go for a walk and it's really bright out, I was doing this with my 5K runs. I would run topless, and that's vitamin D for days. So yeah, I started drinking tea. So I like tea, but I like sweet tea, which is pretty much flat soda. So no, I started drinking real tea. The brand of tea that I bought after I tested positive, because I knew I needed to isolate, so I did shopping before, right after I tested. I thought, all right, let me go buy all this stuff. I bought it's a brand called Yogi. Oh yeah, here. Keep forgetting to put more notes. Would you, cursor, please? There. Yogi. Breathe. Deep. And Yogi. Bedtime. So those teas are designed for respiratory health, which is what Breathe Deep is, and bedtime, which is, a tea that you take and it relaxes you, I guess, and it supports a good night's sleep. So I've been starting to do that. Third is putting lemon juice in water. That was something I did. I actually did that like every now and then. But after I tested positive, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna make it an everyday thing. So putting lemon juice in water. So you cut a little bit of lemon, and you can put the slices in your container if you want, which is a good idea. I actually did that when I made my tea. I would make my tea, and then I'd put the lemons in the tea, and it would make it a little bit flavorful. And then with lemon juice in the water, you just squeeze the lemon into your glass or your bottle or whatever, and there you go. And I would let it actually sit for a little bit, because when you have a respiratory infection, you want to drink warm stuff. This will loosen up the congestion in your lungs. So there you go. Oh, speaking of lungs, Better than Average Health. So Better than Average Health, I want to put no drugs, alcohol, like at most 1x per week, if that, and haven't smoked a cigarette since 2004. So yeah, that's what I mean by better than average health. So a lot of people in the U.S. they fill themselves up with like crap. Like alcohol is horrible. Caffeine. Oh yeah, here. Uh, crap. I keep having to go back to this. Oh well, though. It's fun. I like doing this, anyways. Yeah. So, caffeine at most 1x per week. Cheat meals / junk food, whatever you want to call it. 1 to 2 times per week. Very active. And haven't smoked cigarettes since 2004. Or any tobacco. And by smoked cigarette or any tobacco, I mean like socially. Haven't done that socially for over 15 years. I'm not saying that to brag either, okay? I'm just describing who I am and what you should expect if you catch COVID-19 if you have if you meet those kind of metrics. If you don't meet those kind of metrics, then maybe you should take some steps into achieving those kind of metrics. Um, does it take discipline? Hell yeah. It takes a lot of discipline for you to say no to your buddies when they want to go out drinking. Oh, let's go out drinking. Now I'll go out drinking. I'll go and play poker with my bowling buddies and I'll have a drink. You know what I mean? And then that'll be it. And then no more alcohol for another week if I see them again. And if I don't, then I won't even have any alcohol. Smoking cigarettes. What causes people to smoke cigarettes? Being stressed out. The best way to quit smoking cigarettes is to remove stressors from your life, or at least deal with them properly. It's the same with cheat meals and junk food. I enjoy cheat meals and junk food. Every Wednesday night and every Thursday, I freaking go crazy. Okay? But that is because from Friday until Wednesday, and then yeah, that's because every day I try to be active, and I eat right for the other 5 days. You know what I mean? I drink lots of water and other stuff like that. Uh, yeah. So and same with drugs. Like if I have a headache, I ride that thing out. I don't reach for the ibuprofen because then I'm gonna be I'm gonna rely on it, and it's gonna suck. So yeah, so other new habits. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Those are the new habits that I started after I tested positive. Uh, so yeah, when I tested positive, my mom says, "Okay, get some zinc, get some vitamin C, and get some one a day. Right on. And drink some and get some good tea. Okay, cool. Got good tea. And then put lemon juice in water. There you go. Now I don't always put lemon juice in my water. I don't always put lemons in my water. That was oh yeah, here. During first and last meals. There. So during my first meal, I will have my Yogi Breathe Deep tea and drink that with my omelet, and then I will put the lemon juice from cutting the lemon in my water right after, and then for my final meal of the day, I will have my Yogi bedtime tea, and I will put lemon in that, the slices in that, and then I'll squeeze the lemon juice into the bottle and drink the water with the lemon juice in it. So yeah, there you go. Okay, now this next part very very important, and it's gonna conclude the video. So how you should respond to testing positive. First, a theory. If you spend any ample time in public, the chances of you getting COVID-19 are pretty damn high. Now 6 months ago, there was probably a 2% chance because fewer and fewer people were getting it and spreading it. But even with masks and face shields and wearing bandanas and other stuff that protects or that prevents respiratory droplets from landing on you, even if you're around people who take the time and effort to protect themselves, it's not that many either, everybody. When I went shopping today, the woman who was checking out my groceries, she did not have a mask on. the dude who she was with at the drawer, I guess like he was relieving her or something, he didn't have his mask on. So half of the shoppers, like, they would put on their mask and then they would like not have it cover their nose. For some reason, they don't like it when their masks cover their nose. So, and some of them straight up, like, they would come in wearing a mask and then they would just take it off right after. You know what I mean? Or some people, like, they would go to the store without a mask on at all, and then they would get handed a mask, and then they would, like, wear the mask in front of the clerk, in front of the greeter at Walmart, and then they would just then they would just take the mask off. I was like, what the hell? I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do my part and wear my friggin' mask. And then these assholes aren't. So that's why the chances of you catching COVID-19 from here on out, it's probably 25% chance. So in any given scenario. And of course, it's just like if you go skydiving just once, you're probably not gonna fall and die. But if you go skydiving like 100 times, something bad might happen on that 98th time. It's just like going out in public and catching COVID-19. You probably won't get it if you just go shopping once a month and that's all you do. But if you do what I do, which is go to the gym, go bowling, go to the taco joint and hang out at the taco joint on your days off, go running at the park, which isn't really... I'll show you where I ran. I'll show you where I run real quick here, just to give you some perspective. Let me do this real fast. I think this is it. Whoa. Holy Christ almighty. Sorry, everybody. Let me, flip this. Rotate 90 degrees. Okay, yeah, so to give you some perspective of where, I was doing my running. This is where I do my running. Whoops. Come on, OBS. There. So if you can see cars, there's a whole bunch of cars here. There's not many people around. So, and that's considered it being crowded, okay? So if you go somewhere like there and you you do your workouts there and you just go for walks there and you do that twice a week, the chances of you contracting COVID-19 are still going to be pretty low, okay? Probably at most 5%. If you do that and you go shopping once a week or once a month. But if you go to public places, if you're a student and you're going to school, a lot of college kids pretty much have this. Or if you're a college student, the chances of you contracting COVID-19 are at least 75%. At least 3 in every 4. At least 3/4, 3/4 of a chance of getting it. every time. Because you're out, you're busy, you're out in public, you're partying, that kind of stuff. And who's gonna wear a mask when they party? Unless they make like these weird masks where like you can like eat and drink stuff like through the mask. This is really weird. Face shields do that actually. I own face shields, and face shields are pretty cool. So yeah. So how should you respond to testing positive? Okay. This is gonna be big. It's gonna conclude the video. Thank you for sticking around for an hour. If you braved me rambling for an hour, then I thank you very much. I hope that you've gotten a lot out of this. If you haven't, definitely tell me. Be like, yo, bro, you rambled like crazy. Like, stop. I mean, I take criticism like that, bro. Like, I don't have editors. I don't have that kind of money to spend on like Fiverr and be like, yo, edit my video. I'll give you like $20. Who's gonna do editing for $5 anymore? No one. That's why I don't edit my videos. Okay, how should you respond? Okay, so I'll give you like how I responded. So the day of the test results, after the results, a little emotional. All right, yeah, this is where I got emotional. Panicked a little bit. Yes, give yourself, like, as soon as when you test positive or when you get the call, they say, yo, man, you tested positive, isolate for 10 to 14 days, whatever they give you. I was given 10 days, so. And then I got a call from my health department saying, oh, if you don't have any symptoms, you can just do whatever you want. I said, well, I don't have any more symptoms anymore. My sense of smell's back. Like, anyways, whatever. So after results, or for a little bit, for a few hours. So for a few hours, meaning like for like for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. Okay, go ahead, freak out, be like, oh, don't go telling everybody. Okay, tell some special people, important people in your life. Don't get on social media and be like, oh, I tested positive for COVID-19. I don't know how much longer I have left. Like, no, you didn't get cancer, you got COVID-19. There's a big difference, okay? It's not like the doctor said, yo, you got an enlarged heart, so we don't know when it's going to fail on you. No, you got a respiratory illness. Respiratory illness isn't, like, decisively deadly, okay? Yes, cancer is terminal. If you got cancer, then you say, like, oh, okay, guys, I don't know how much longer I have left, so I got cancer here. No, you didn't get a terminal illness. You got an illness that could potentially be terminal. A cold could be potentially deadly. The flu could potentially be deadly, okay? A sore freaking throat could be potentially deadly, okay? An STD could be potentially deadly. There's so many things, there are so many illnesses that could potentially be deadly that you have to understand that it's not going to be deadly for you, okay? So, for a few hours, yes, after results, go ahead, get emotional, get mad, panic a little bit, be like, oh my god, that's okay, do that, you know what I mean? However, the night of getting the results, take action. Now, if you have family, then yes, you need to distance yourself from your family. That means they gotta bring you stuff. They gotta bring you food. They gotta bring you your vitamins. They gotta bring you your water. Okay? Yes, of course, do that. If you don't have a family and you live with roommates, then if they're not helping you pay the rent, if it's all individual leases, like here, I'm gonna say screw them. Just go about your life. Okay, don't intentionally like breathe on them. Tell them yes, I contracted COVID-19. I'm gonna make sure I clean everything that I touch, uh, and stay away from me. I'll try. I'll do everything I can to stay away from you. I'll wear a mask inside the apartment. That kind of stuff. Yeah, do that. Now I live alone, so I didn't have to deal with any of that crap. But take action. Tell yourself, okay, how am I gonna take care? How am I gonna make sure that I don't uh, develop complications? What can I do to make sure I don't develop complications? Okay, does that mean? Does that mean? Does that mean eating healthier? Does that mean drinking more water? Does that mean taking better vitamins? Does that mean doing what I call the Wim Hof method? Wim Hof is a dude who I think he like climbed like a big mountain wearing nothing but basketball shorts. And like so he's like a big master about deep breathing exercises and stuff like that and holding your breath as long as you possibly can. I do this every morning when I meditate. I get up, I start meditating, which also includes prayers. My version of prayers is actually pretty like weird. Like I'll close my eyes and I'll imagine a text box like a role playing game, and it'll include my prayer to God in that. Okay, and then while I'm doing that, I'll close my eyes and hold my breath for as long as I can. So nothing out your mouth, nothing out your nose. Just let your heart do all the work for as long as you possibly can. My personal best is like a minute and 15 seconds. Some people, they can only go about 20 seconds. That's fine. But do that. Okay? But you need to take action. Okay? Okay, now, third thing. Take time off school, vocation, if possible. Okay. Shit. At the very least, cut your days in half. Whoops. So what I did during my 12 days, during the last 12 days, was I cut my days in half. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get up as late as possible and sleep as much as possible, and I'm just gonna start my day at right after my first meal. Okay, and I didn't even do any push-ups. I didn't do any physical activity. I did a little bit of physical activity. Okay, I cut my physical activity drastically when I had COVID-19 because physical activity when you have a virus, it kind of does aggravate the virus a little bit and makes it a little bit stronger because you're putting yourself under a little bit more stress. However, being sedentary will also allow the virus to just take over. So you kind of want to find a little happy medium there. I would do like before eating, I would do like 20 push-ups I would do like 20 or 25 push-ups. And then after eating, I would do 25 more, and that would be the end of it. You know what I mean? And then I would do more and more and more as I felt more and more comfortable. Okay? So, yeah. That's number 4. Is don't stop physical. But do much less of it. Obviously, when you if you test positive, you can't go anywhere. You can't go to the gym. If you can finagle it, I mean, unless you can finagle it, you can't go to the park for a walk or a run. I was able to because you saw a few minutes ago how empty that park at the pond was, and that was with cars there. So you can easily isolate there and just stay away from people there if you so choose. It's your prerogative. Yeah. But don't stop any physical activity. Uh, no one should be, in my opinion, again, this is just a 38-year-old dude who survived COVID-19's opinion. Um, no one should ever be sedentary for more than 2 days in a row, unless you're injured, physically injured. For example, over the summer in July, I like had like a little rupture in my left calf, and I couldn't run. It was really hard for me to run. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna run, but I'm just gonna walk, or I could still do squats. I'll do squats. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So don't stop physical activity, but do a whole bunch less of it. Okay. All right. Drink tons of water. Water and tea. At least 2 gallons a day of water. Tea is whatever. As much or as little tea as you want. No sugar in your drinks. No, oh yeah, wait. Yeah. So tons of this, of water, tons of it, tons. This is, like I said, this is a quart. Drink 8 of these of water per day when you're sick, if you have COVID-19. All right. You need to. Your body needs fluids when it has a respiratory illness. There's been probably dozens of hundreds of studies on this showing that, when you have a respiratory illness, you need to hydrate because your body is working extra hard to provide oxygen so it can breathe, so it can stay alive. And the amount of water that you're getting is determined, you can easily determine how much or how little water you're getting in your system by the color of your urine and how much you are peeing. If you pee like 3-4 times a day, including after you wake up, that means you're dehydrated. Like, you're dehydrated AF if you're doing that. I go to the bathroom, I pee probably like 10 times a day. At least. Okay? Like, even that isn't enough sometimes for me. And of course, the color of your urine. If it's yellow, then you're dehydrated. If it's as close to clear as it can be without actually being clear, then you're good to go. I shouldn't need to tell people this, but there are a lot of grown adults who don't do this, and it is ruining their health. And it will ruin you if you get COVID-19. Tea, you can drink as much or as little as you want. With the tea I'm drinking, it's like 10 fluid ounces. That's all I really do. You know what I mean? And absolutely positively, if you have COVID-19, no sugar, none. Not even in your freaking tea. I don't care if it doesn't taste good. Get used to it. Big deal. Especially if you lost your sense of taste. What, you want to like force yourself to taste something by dumping like 1,000,000 pounds of sugar in your drinks? Oh, also, no caffeinated beverages. No caffeinated beverages. None. You shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't need caffeine anyways if you get a good night's sleep. You really shouldn't. If your sleep is good, then you don't need caffeine. Ever. I don't care how old or young you are. I don't care how much work you do. You can work 14 hours a day. I know I read about people. I read a lot of books from a lot of people who work 14 hours a day. And all they do is drink water. Alex Becker is one of those individuals. Binge watch Alex Becker, by the way, if you're quarantined. Do that. Alex Becker is a goddamn genius. I got like these videos, like kind of it was like his idea. Like from watching Becker, I'm like, I should do the same thing as he does. You know what I mean? So yes, no caffeinated beverages. No caffeine. Do not take caffeine when you're sick with a respiratory illness. Why is that? Because caffeine messes with your brain the way it works sorcery on your brain, okay? And it will trick your brain into thinking that it is I don't know, man. Like I said, Alex Becker has a great video on caffeine. He explains it way better than I do. Just caffeine is not good, especially when you're sick, especially when you have COVID-19. Not good. No, it's not good. Not good. Number 6. Item number 6. At least, this is gonna make a lot of people mad, but I don't care. 8 hours of sleep. No excuses. Let me put like a whole bunch of exclamation points there. At least 8 hours of sleep. I don't care if I'm burning up. I don't care if I'm blowing up my mic and hurting my leg when I slap it. When you are sick, you are using up all fucking kinds of energy. All kinds. Being awake when you're sick, even if you have something like, even in my case of COVID-19, where the only thing I couldn't do, or the only symptom I had was that I couldn't smell stuff, it didn't matter. I said to myself, okay, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to sleep as long as I possibly fucking can. There were some days where I slept 11 hours, where I went to bed at 1 and I got up at 1. Okay? There were some days where I underslept and I got 7 hours of sleep and I just woke up at like 9 o'clock and I couldn't fall back asleep. I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to keep binge watching the speed run that I was falling asleep to, and that is relaxing and that's fine. You need, if you have COVID-19, you need at least 8 hours of sleep, and I don't care how you get that sleep. Have no one bother you and get at least 8 hours of sleep. At least. 8 is a minimum here, okay? It's not optimal. No, it's a fucking minimum, okay? It is. You should be getting at least 8 hours of sleep anyways, okay? If you're 100% and you're not sick, okay, cool. Maybe you can get away with 6 or 7. It's fine. Especially if you're old. If you're my age, pushing 40, you don't really need that much sleep. But if you're younger, like if you're listening or watching this right now and you're in your 20s, you need probably, if you're in perfect health, you need at least 9 hours of sleep. Especially if you're active. If you're active, you probably need about 10 or 11 actually. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking about that. Number 7. This one's important. Alright. Actually, I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, here. And then calm down and take action. There you go. So yeah, number 2. Now you've gotten the results. Calm down and take action. It's like the Taylor Swift song. You need to calm down. I just quoted. Oh my god. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, I promise. That just came to mind right there. Number 7. Get your mind right. There are 2 phrases. Actually, 3. 3 phrases. Again with the friggin' bracket. Oh, there we go. you need to uh, be around every day. First one is something wonderful will happen today. I am responsible. What else? The last one is this is an opportunity. Okay, whoa. Holy hair, Batman. Anyways, you need to get your mind right when it comes to this. Okay? There's if you interpret contracting COVID-19 as an earth-shattering, unfortunate event, that will probably lead to you getting complications. And I'm not kidding. When I tested positive for this, like I said, I was salty and I panicked and I was emotional for a few hours. I said, okay, wow, this sucks. I called my mom and I said, man, I can't visit you because I got COVID. So I'm going to have to chill in the house and, and think of doing this video. Like, I would go to bed every night and I would, picture myself doing this very video when I tested positive. And I said, okay, you know what? I also looked up other videos, too, about it. They weren't as, I don't know. And they were cool. They were awesome. And I said, okay, that's what to expect, whatever. Get all the information. And then I said to myself, okay, here's 3 things I want to say to myself every day. One is something wonderful will happen today. This is something you should be doing whether you're sick or not. No matter how sick or perfect you feel, you need to get a notebook and every day start off with the sentence, something wonderful will happen today. And do that every day. And then write about like a paragraph or so about what you want to do today, how yesterday was, and that kind of stuff. The other one, I am responsible. I have that on my whiteboard. I have it underlined in all caps. I said, and with an exclamation point. I am responsible. This is an opportunity is something I just say every time I am faced with something that has the potential to be unfortunate. Let's see. I bowl a bad game. Okay, well, this is an opportunity for me to bowl a really good game next game. Okay, I got one of my clients ditched me and they don't want me to work for them anymore. Great. This is an opportunity for me to get a better client. My rent went up. Oh, this is an awesome opportunity for me to make more money. What else screams make more money than stuff that you pay for going up? You know what I mean? Got COVID-19. This is a great opportunity for me to relax and take a nice vacation and look up stuff I want to learn on Skillshare and stuff like that, which is what I did. I said to myself, you know what? I really want to make sure my blog is way better than it is right now. Let me look up some classes on Skillshare that teach me this. So everything that happens to you, good or bad, whatever you interpret it to be, COVID-19 included, is an opportunity. For me, testing positive for COVID-19 gave me an opportunity to look at what I'm doing with my health and my health habits and how can I make it that much better. My mom said when I called her, she said, vitamin C, zinc, dump a whole bunch of lemon juice in water. It sounds weird, but do it anyways. I said, okay, 10-4. That is how you should be viewing this. Yes, you can give yourself a couple hours to panic and to feel some emotions and that kind of stuff, because that is natural. If you don't feel that, it's not natural, then it's going to come out in uglier ways in the future. But no, As soon as you get that out of your system, you say, I'm responsible. This is an opportunity. Something wonderful will happen today. There you go. Item number 8. Yeah. The following should not be. Let's see. Refrain from the following: all social media, all events. Let's see. Anything COVID-19 related. Yeah, there you go. Refrain from that. Here's the problem with these three. They stress your mind out beyond belief in ways that are so unsettling that if you actually took the time to see exactly how the people who are behind social media and current events and even current events with COVID-19 and stuff like that, if you could see what they do behind the scenes and what kind of stuff they're scheming, you would probably go to their offices and start a riot. Probably would. Okay? I'm not saying that I know, but just from stuff I've watched and read about how they design their stuff to not only give you pleasure through dopamine, but also stress you out at the same time. It's like there was an adult beverage called Four Loko that when it came out about 11 years ago, it had alcohol and caffeine. So it was like drinking an alcoholic Monster energy drink. This thing literally killed people. Social media, current events, and COVID-19 materials, save for this video, I guess. Okay, this is the one thing you can watch COVID-19 related, and then you're done. You've taken your notes. Now you know what to do with them. Just do your shit. But yeah, social media and stuff like that is the Four Loko of the digital industry of digital communication. It is. It really is. Like, I'm not lying to you. Like, yeah. I'm going off on a tangent here, but I quit social media last year, and I should have done it 5 years before. Because I probably would have made more money. I probably would have paid off all my student loans. I probably would be on my way to move to Southeast Asia if I quit social media in 2015 instead of 2019. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. When you have an illness like this, you need to make sure that your stress levels are the lowest they've been since your early childhood. Actually, yes. That's the final thing. Final thing. Lower your stress to what they were when you were a little kid. Now, if you had, okay, all right, now I know. Oh, but I had a crappy childhood. Okay, all right. Well, then pick a moment in your life where you weren't, where your stress levels were at their lowest. Like, go back. You know what I mean? Like, go back and try to remember it. Be like, okay, wow, when I was 11, like, I didn't have stresses at all. You know what I mean? I was just going into junior high, and things were cool. That kind of stuff. Like, stress levels, the higher they are, the less healthier you're going to be. Say that and repeat that one more time. The higher your stress levels, the worse your health will be. Now, when you combine high stress levels with shitty health and COVID-19, now you're begging for trouble. Don't do this. Treat yourself better, especially especially if you contract this, or when you contract this. Okay, when I contracted this on that Friday, on September 18th, it was one of my buddy's birthdays, so he's gonna be 24, and we're gonna go to bars are open in my city, which is hilariously dumb, but whatever. That's their prerogative. I don't have to go to them. You know what I mean? And I mean the big bars, not like the restaurants. I mean the restaurants, they have like a maximum capacity of like 20 people. You know what I mean? Like the taco joint I go to, I'm like the only one there for like 4 hours in a row. It's just me and my SNES Classic. They have SNES Classics that they hang out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So, and I do my journaling there and stuff. Yeah. So, and that's just me, myself, and I for like 4 hours. So I don't even care about that. But okay. So it sucked. So I couldn't. There was home. I remember I texted one of my buddies. I said, "Man, this fucked with so many of my plans." But plans can be moved. It's not the end of the world. So I got that out of my system, and I said to myself, okay, I'm responsible for contracting COVID-19. I am. I went to the gym too much. I was around too many college kids who have this thing. Let's see. I was doing a whole bunch more deliveries for most of September, so I probably caught it from that. I was out in public a whole bunch of times, so, the chances of you getting it are going up. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm responsible. And what am I going to do about it? Am I going to let this, affect me? Am I going to let it hurt me? Or am I going to rise above it so that I can make content in 12 days' time, or whenever I recover, so that other people can benefit from the content I just made about COVID-19? What are the choices there? What kind of choices will I make? Am I going to use this as an opportunity to look at my health at 38 years old and say to myself, yo, buddy, you're taking good care of yourself now compared to most other 38-year-old guys, but maybe you need to take it to the next level. I think it was time for me to take it to the next level. To conclude, I'm actually very happy that I contracted this, because I told my mom that a few days after. I said, hey man, I feel like I'm like a part of an elite group of super beings who survived this. You know what I mean? Who contracted this and tested positive and lived to tell about it. You know what I mean? And that makes me feel like I'm part of something greater. And thoughts like that are going to help you. It's funny because I went on the subreddit, the COVID-19 subreddit, and it's funny, people were saying like, oh, I got the phone call of death. It's like, my dude, or my dear, whatever the gender they were. I said, I didn't say that to them physically because I'd be an asshole. I said, look, I said to myself, man, how bad, how negative is that? It's not a phone call of death. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. Now, okay, maybe I'm saying this from a place of privilege or whatever because I had mild symptoms. Alright, maybe I'm lucky. I don't know. maybe the symptoms could have gotten worse if I didn't take action. That's what I'm trying to really say at the end of the day, this video, is that, look, like, you contract this, it's now and you now have an opportunity to take your health to the next level. And you say to yourself, okay, what am I going to do when I have this? I'm going to go ahead and take a lot of vitamins and take stuff that boosts my immune system. This way my immune system can kick this virus's ass. And then when I recover, I'm going to keep kicking ass, and I'm going to keep making my health, optimizing my health, and I'm gonna keep my stress levels low, and I'm gonna keep drinking water like crazy, and I'm gonna keep doing lots of healthy things. This way, when the next pandemic rolls around, which is probably gonna be in 5 years, every 5 years we seem to get a nasty pandemic that seems to do all kinds of damage to our health and our economy and stuff like that. So, this way when the next one rolls around, I'm going to be even more prepared for it. So that is how you survive COVID-19. I know, it's a long video. I'm going to make probably some good time stamps in this. I'll probably make a shorter version too. Just cause it'll be better. Cause this is like the podcast version. I'm gonna make probably not one that's not like a podcast, and just maybe like one that's like, maybe I'll split these videos into these bullet points into different videos. Probably should do that. But I like talking about stuff that's happened in my life, and contracting and recovering from COVID-19 is a pretty big milestone in my life, so I want to talk about it. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Be careful out there. Follow what the CDC says and stuff. Distance yourself when you're out in public. Wear a mask and actually wear the shit out of it. Don't pull it under your nose so that your nose is showing. No, don't do that. But yeah, wear a mask when you're in public. This way you don't get COVID-19, and you're not spreading it if you are an asymptomatic carrier, which I technically was. You know what I mean? And yeah, and stay healthy, and do things, make adjustments in your physical life that you need to make. If you need to be more active, you need to be more active. If you're saying to yourself, man, maybe I should be more active. Maybe I shouldn't be stressed out about all this stuff going on. Maybe I should delete all my social media because it's just stressing me out and it reminds me of high school. Maybe I need to sleep more or less if you oversleep. Maybe I do need to hydrate more, drink more water. Maybe I do need to eat better, that kind of stuff, and take vitamins and stuff like that. Maybe I do need to calm down. Say those things, and don't attack yourself, but let yourself get optimized physically and mentally too. And that's what's going to get you to feel like the mild symptoms of COVID-19 instead of the crazy ones. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next stream or video. Take care.